Daily Bible reading, Ecclesiastes chapter 2. I said to myself, "Come, I will treat you to merriment. Taste mirth." That too, I found, was futile. Of revelry, I said, it's mad. Of merriment, what good is that? I ventured to tempt my flesh with wine, and grasp folly, while letting my mind direct with wisdom, to the end that I might learn which of the two was better for men to practice in their few days of life under heaven. I multiplied my possessions. I built myself houses, and I planted vineyards. I laid out gardens and groves, in which I planted every kind of fruit tree. I constructed pools of water enough to irrigate a forest shooting up with trees. I bought male and female slaves, and I acquired stewards. I also acquired more cattle, both herds and flocks, than all who were before me in Jerusalem. I further amassed silver and gold and treasures of kings and provinces, and I got myself male and female singers, as well as the luxuries of commoners, coffers and coffers of them. Thus I gained more wealth than anyone before me in Jerusalem. In addition, my wisdom remained with me. I withheld from my eyes nothing they asked for, and I denied myself no enjoyment. Rather, I got enjoyment out of all my wealth, and that was all I got out of my wealth. Then my thoughts turned to all the fortune my hands had built up, to the wealth I had acquired and won. And oh, it was all futile and pursuit of wind. There was no real value under the sun. For what will the man be like who will succeed the one who is ruling over what was built up long ago? My thoughts also turned to appraising wisdom and madness and folly. I found that wisdom is superior to folly, as light is superior to darkness. A wise man has his eyes in his head, whereas a fool walks in darkness. But I also realized that the same fate awaits them both. So I reflected, the fate of the fool is also destined for me. To what advantage then have I been wise? And I came to the conclusion that that too was futile, because the wise man, just like the fool, is not remembered forever. For as the succeeding days roll by, both are forgotten. Alas, the wise man dies, just like the fool. And so I loathed life, for I was distressed by all that goes on under the sun, because everything is futile and pursuit of wind. So too I loathed all the wealth that I was gaining under the sun, for I shall leave it to the man who will succeed me, and who knows whether he will be wise or foolish. And he will control all the wealth that I gained by toil and wisdom under the sun. That too is futile. And so I came to view with despair all the gains I had made under the sun. For sometimes a person whose fortune was made with wisdom, knowledge, and skill must hand it on to the portion of somebody who did not toil for it. That too is futile and a grave evil. For what does a man get for all the toiling and worrying he does under the sun? All his days his thoughts are grief and heartache, and even at night his mind has no respite. That too is futile. There is nothing worth while for a man but to eat and drink and afford himself enjoyment with his means. And even that, I noted, comes from God. For who eats and who enjoys but myself? To the man, namely, who pleases him, he has given the wisdom and shrewdness to enjoy himself, and to him who displeases, he has given the urge to gather and amass. only for handing on to one who is pleasing to God. That too is futile and pursuit of wind.